Day 2 of the Great American Race begins with the participants facing perhaps their toughest challenge of the route, crossing Hoover Dam into Arizona, where they will have to face those arid deserts and very mountainous terrain working up into Flagstaff. Now, crossing the high desert of California was a very tough ordeal for many of the cars. Some of them had trouble making it, but many of the mechanics were up throughout the night getting the cars ready for the second day. Bob Larrabee and his battle-scarred Packard continued on to Kingman, Arizona for the midday lunch stop along with fellow competitor Gary Wales in his unique 1936 Bentley Boat-Tail Speedster. Dennis Holland and Wayne Stanfield did not complete last year's event, but they are determined to make it to Indy in their 1909 Buick Racer. Curtis Graff and his 1911 Oldsmobile Speedster fell victim to the Arizona desert, but quick thinking, a fresh stick of gum, and a shot of coolant put them back on the road. As the Speedster motored on, we found John Williams in his 1936 Railton being loaded into the Passport transport truck. What's the problem with the car?
We lost a rod.
Just coming up the grade here?
Yeah, just coming down through the last draw there, why she started to make a noise, which we are very familiar with. And
why are you familiar with it?
Because it's happened 2 times before in the last 4 days. If we can locate some spare rods for it within the next day, why we can be back in the race no problem at all. The biggest thing that's going to happen to us is because we didn't finish yesterday due to the second rod, we won't finish today due to this rod, so that knocks us out of contention because we can only drop 1 day.
As the racers conquered the Continental Divide, Eugene McGuire, driver of Dr. Robert Fuson's world-famous 1912 LaFrance fire truck, paused at a rest stop to catch his breath.
You're still smiling.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This helmet keeps the bugs off my teeth, though, you see, this year.
How's the car running?
Oh, just running great.
Are you surprised by the fact that it's running well?
No, No, we run the race last year, and we didn't have any trouble with it, and we didn't really feel we would this year. It's just a good, solid truck.
They would arrive in Flagstaff before nightfall to be welcomed by Louis McCoy, a local Oldsmobile dealer who opened his entire facility to the competitors. Here they did everything from totally overhauling engines to doing the minor maintenance that was required to keep these classics on the road.
Don, what are you working on here?
Well, we're taking up on our brakes a little bit. This 1934 Ford has its original mechanical brakes. Well, the kind of hills that you've got here in California and Arizona, this little flatland Ford needed them taken up a little bit.
Meanwhile, Eugene experienced a slight problem coming into Flagstaff.
Although you may not want to talk about it, we can't escape the irony of this situation. A fire today on a fire truck.
Fire here on a fire truck. We pulled in and we'd lost, running down the interstate, one of the sirens, our big 12-volt, in fact, that's the largest 12-volt siren they produce, just took off on its own and was just going crazy. So we got out and got the main cable off the rascal that fed several of the lights and other things on it in our ignition system and run it on the rest of the way on mags. And we got in here in the lot and hooked the cable back on and trying to trace it down, and it started smoking. So we got the truck and got out of here right away because, you know, it's bad if you're going to take a do not finish day, you know, but you just can't burn up a fire truck in the lot.
The Great American Race is a unique event. It appeals to young and old, men and women. People from all walks of life come out to admire this history on parade. Old-timers relive the past, while school teachers bring out their classes to admire and learn about these antique cars. The 1984 Great American Race is only 2 days old, and it has already captured the imaginations of everyone.
A year is gone, we finally got it made. To win or lose, the feeling's here to stay. Come alive, come alive. The Great American Race, you've come alive. Come alive, come alive. The Great American Race, you've come alive.
The cars left Flagstaff en route to lunch, hosted by the local Chamber of Commerce of Gallup, New Mexico. Their specialty, Navajo tacos. Gary Wales in his 1936 Bentley led the rally by an incredible margin of just 2 seconds over great race veteran Dave Hetzel. The drivers and navigators had a glimpse of the Navajo and Zuni culture as the city of Gallup turned out to greet this array of polished chrome and steel. As unbelievable as it may seem, only 4 months ago, Dieter Lang's 1924 Buick Doctor's Coupe was a pile of nuts, bolts, and rusted fenders sitting in his driveway. But Dieter's expertise in car restoration was enough to get this relic from the 20s back on the road again. The competitors finished the third day of the rally. For some, however, like Jennifer Goodhart, the rally ended much too soon.
Well, at first I had a little bit of a carburetor problem, but I pulled all the way up that 18-mile Baker grade going into Vegas, and I thought we really had it made. But then we had a sticky valve, a couple other problems, and it just turned out to be too much for that poor little Mitchell.
You just kept driving, though. You knew you had troubles, but you weren't about to give up.
I'll tell you, the most exciting thing that happened was pulling into Las Vegas under our own steam and having everybody there just a waving and a screaming.